Let me go to the Girlfriends Chit Chat Show page.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, 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 hey.
That's real.
How is everybody doing? We are happy to have you all back again this evening. I'm happy to have everybody here for Girlfriends Chit Chat Show. You know, y'all, we're going to talk it up. We got a whole lot to talk about tonight. We got another girlfriend at the table.
Yes, we
Y'all get excited. See, Chanel Spencer, y'all, she going to come with it tonight. We excited. We thrilled. We know she going to drop some nuggets for us tonight. And we just going to chat it up with her. We going to just have this conversation because, you know, y'all, like I like to do, I like to have them conversations.
Yes.
So with no further ado, I'm going to introduce myself to you. My name is Amira Bay. I am the host of Girlfriends Chit Chat Show with my co-host, Shauna Price, and the Connection Guru, and Miss Leslie Thomas of She Networks. Y'all, we is happy to have you all here. But we want to go ahead and talk to you all a little bit about who Chanel is. Chanel Spencer was born and raised in New York City. Chanel helps women to bring their vision to fruition by branding and developing their business. She is a firm believer in building one's table and no longer fighting for a seat at someone else's table. Chanel is a 6-time bestseller and a 14-time author, speaker and CEO of Maximum Evolution, specializing in business branding and development, the creator of Me Publishing, host of Evolv Podcast, and her children's brand, TJplayword. Her latest book projects are Warriors. Oh, shoot, Warriors. I'm loving this new book she's releasing out here.
Come on.
Paradigm. Warriors Paradigm. The Evolution Effect and Our Truth Is Not a Lie. Wow. Chanel has 2 small children that motivate her to make the world a better place, which has fueled her passion to give back to her community, donating her time, services, and products to survivors of domestic abuse and high-risk youth. Her goal is to impact and transform the lives of millions of women to understand the value they all possess and lead the life of their dreams. After successfully achieving her professional goals in the hospitality industry, Chanel walked away from her 6-figure career to focus on Maximum Evolution full-time. Y'all, let's welcome to the table. Y'all, Miss Chanel. Yeah, girl, come on in here.
Hello.
About you. See, we happy to have you. Yes.
It's
so
weird
to
read my bios. I'm like, I did that. Wow, I did.
It's different when you hear it, somebody else read it, right?
Because when you're doing it, it's like, I don't really feel like I did much, but then when people read it, it's like, oh wow, like, oh, wait, I did do that.
Jay,
Yes, you
said
did.
you wrote 14 books. Like who?
I'm serious.
You
Because you know
that's
what?
plenty on its own. 14 books. I don't even know about book 1.
So I with the books, I've done 9 collaboration projects, and I've led 2 of my own. So Our Truth Is Not a Lie is one book that I was a visionary author on. I had 19 authors talking about their Black experience, because a lot of times when you talk about who you are and what you deal with as being Black in America with discrimination and racism, they normally tell you, oh, you're reading it wrong. So I wanted to provide a platform, which was actually led because of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. So it's actually dedicated to them. So I wanted to provide a platform for others to share their stories, because I know we were all traumatized during that time. So that's definitely one book that I wrote. And then I have The Evolution Effect, where we're talking about all of the different adversities that we've all gone through. So I have another 19 authors. I actually did both of those projects simultaneously last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would not recommend that to anybody.
At the same time.
No, I really did, because I had that. So I was working on The Evolution Effect, and then the Our Truth, it just was downloaded to me, and I was like, oh, I'll do it later. And then the George Floyd situation happened, and I was like, oh, I need to do it now. And so I did them simultaneously. But that particular project, we're talking about adversities that we've overcome to step into our greatness. So we have depression, attempted suicide, sexual assault, and so different stories in that way.
I think that's awesome. That's awesome, because I think a lot of times we all want to be book writers, and some of us are
Mhm.
moving into that area now where we're doing collaboration books. You know, we're doing, a lot of people are doing books now, but you know, because you got something you need to birth, something you need to get out, some conversation that you feel like you've had, or childhood experience, some type of trauma, because somebody is needing of that knowledge. And I think that's where we get to that point in our life where we want to write. What makes you continue to write books? What is that keeps driving you to do that?
One, I was taught that to expand your reach and expand your business, writing books was an additional stream of income, but I actually enjoy, just like you said, getting it out, and what I share and having people respond back to me about how the book has impacted them. It literally just keeps me pushing forward to the point that I've made my children published authors. So by the end of the end of 2020, both of them have published books on Amazon, coloring books, illustration books as well. That's what TJplayword is. But I just really enjoy I feel like I have a wealth of knowledge and I just want to get it out. And it's just bringing the vision into fruition as well. Like having the idea of the book and bringing it into fruition also gives me great joy as well. So I'm currently working on 4.
You working on 4 books?
Yes.
Right. Look, right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like right now.
Right now, like Monday
Amazing.
night, I was up till 4 a.m. researching and pulling content for all.
I'm sorry, you said Monday night?
Monday night, yeah.
No, that's Tuesday morning, Chad.
Tuesday morning. Literally. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing though. And I love that you have your children involved, because a few years ago, I started realizing that I was meeting these kids and they were like little youth entrepreneurs. And I'm like, wait, you got your own business? And like one of the girls, she's a fashion designer. And like I'm talking about this little 9-year-old could sew.
Right.
I can't sew. And I was like, I need her to make some clothes for my little girl, right? But I think sometimes that we as parents, as a community, we forget that we have this saying that our children are our future. And while that is the truth, technically our children, they're our present. And what we do with them today is what yields our future, right? Yes. And so I love that you have them writing books and having their own coloring books. I like coloring.
That's awesome.
But right, like start them out in a playing field where it is something that they can relate to and put their own thoughts together, and it speaks to who it needs to speak to, right?
Right.
But I think that's awesome, Shanae. I think that's quite awesome, because if you teach them to be a business owner now, they'll be a business owner forever.
That's right, because that's how I was raised. All my family were convenience store owners. My grandfather, my grandma, my uncles, my aunts. I mean, the Jacksons were known for convenience stores. We had over like 15 of them. And it was like, that was a tradition. And I think that's what we have to instill in our kids, is that the entrepreneurship side. It's not saying they may not desire to do it, but you have to give them the option of understanding what ownership is, what ownership looks like, and then give them ideas of things that they can do to cultivate that skill. Right. So they don't feel like, well, I don't know I'm not good at that. Well, let's find something you are good at, and you use that knowledge and give them that information, because some kids, you got to help them. You know, people think, well, they'll get it. No, you got to plant a seed.
Yes.
You got to give them
what?
something.
I agree with that. And a lot of times, if you just listen to them, I swear, because they're growing up in an age and time that's so different from when most of us grew up. I mean, when you was born, Chanel, I was
I was waiting for it.
But they are growing up in a digital age, right? In an age of technology. And so they're kind of exposed to a lot of different things. Well, they're exposed to what you want them exposed to. But like, here comes my kid now.
Yeah. But it's like that. But my thing is, it's like I always tell people, I want to be that entrepreneur where I work hard, but I'm going to set my table. I'm going to set it up pretty. I'm going to set it up nice. And I'm going to invite people to it. And I'm going to teach you. That's what you have to instill, is that I want to invite people to the table. And like you were saying, Chanel, about, in regards to worrying about being invited in the room, worrying about it. is somebody gonna see me? You know, will they recognize me? You know, if I stand out enough, if I do enough speaking engagements, if I write enough books, will they recognize and see my potential and say, hey, I want to invite you, Chanel, into this room. I want you to invite you in as a speaker. I want you to do this for me. But a lot of times when people don't see your potential, and I mean, even this is the thing about it, because they don't see your vision and they don't see, you know, what you're trying to do, you got to create your own table.
Yep.
You know, and it's so crazy because Annette had posted something in the group the other day. She said, because sometimes people are not meant to see your vision because they weren't on the conference call.
Right.
Not at all.
They weren't on the conference call.
Part.
Look, not the conference call.
They weren't on the conference call.
The
Can
thing
you
is,
see
you
my
don't
vision?
want them on the conference call because
Right.
there are some people who I feel like they have such a sabotaging spirit, which is why you can't release it too soon. So there's a reason why some of us, you gotta hold it because you know, people, it is just what it is. So I mean, I totally get that, but you know, but when it's time to release, I think God will put those people there that He really wants you to tap into and release it.
I'm getting like devil's advocate.
But look.
Sometimes we have the sabotaging spirit.
Yeah.
That's why those
you ain't never lied.
on the call.
She said, she put her hand up. She's like me.
Listen, I can only tell you what I've done.
Janelle, but
I have sabotaged myself before on more than one occasion.
Yes.
So I know it be me.
But Chanel, how did you sabotage yourself? How did you? Because you're doing a whole lot.
So for me, it's more from like a procrastination, perfectionism perspective. Like I always struggled with like value and worth. So because I would want the thing that I wanted, but then at the same time, I'm like, ooh, maybe I don't. When it comes to fruition, I'm like, wait, maybe I wasn't. I am ready. I know that's not what I wanted, but I'm nervous and scared of the fear of success, right? And it really like coming out, you know what I mean? Or the fear of failure. So it's like it's like a double-edged sword. So that was where I didn't self-sabotage, and I do a lot of work, a lot of like healing and really understanding my value and shifting my mindset so that I no longer have those old habits, you know, because I have to become the phoenix and take over.
Do it try to creep back up?
Oh yes, child. Every moment of the day, I have to tell myself, like, no, we're not doing that today, girl.
I'm serious.
Go do a little meditation, count backwards, whatever you got to do. But not today.
I think a lot of times that's what it is for me, like finding that thing that takes me out of. I say this because this happened to me the other day, and I was sitting at work, and it's new. Some of it is new to me. And I was doing something and I was like, I don't know how to do this. And I got up out of my chair and laid on my bed, right? And then when I laid down, I was like, wait a minute, I do this all the time. When I feel like I don't know what to do, I will lay down. Like for real, y'all.
Yeah.
That posture is not a good posture to go into.
Nah.
I was like, Shauna, get up, right? Wait a minute. Right, yeah, and I'm telling you, this is just kind of how it was going. This is the conversation in my head,
Right.
But I was realizing that this is that place that I come to when I feel like I don't know, or I feel like, you know, it's not right, it's not good, it's not. And so you have to have something that clicks for you to say, okay, like you said, I'm getting ready to go meditate. I'm getting ready to go.
Yeah, you got to
run this off. I'm getting ready to go.
Right.
Because we sabotage all the time. I mean, you sabotage, you find a way because your worst enemy. I mean, I always tell people, I ain't competing with nobody but me. And half the time when I look in the mirror, I see the issue. I see the problem. And it's me most of the time, but we have to come to the realization is how you gonna fix this?
Right.
How you gonna stop sabotaging and stopping yourself? You better look in the mirror, get it. You better understand, because I'm serious, because sometimes we lie to ourselves and sit in the mirror talking about, oh, it ain't me, it's them. You know, you want to push the blame on somebody else, and you're not trying to look at self and see, okay, where do I need to fix me so I can position myself where people are more inviting. You know, sometimes people gravitate towards you because I'm like that. When I connect with you and I talk to you, it's something about you that resonates with me. Like, I want to know more about her.
Right.
Because even with you, Chanel, like, you got your new network, you know, and you're growing that. So tell us a little bit, because I want to know something about that. Tell me about that network.
Because, you know, I was like, look here, let's go and coast in. And I'm like, who's going
we want to know, look.
So What I learned in regards to the TV network is that sometimes you have to let go of the things that you are like gripping onto for dear life for better things to come in to. Right. So the TV network actually happened in the most crazy way. So I had my YouTube channel and I actually started a show with my cousin, and life happens, right? Things happen. So we kind of halted production on it, and I was beating myself up because I'm like, people are asking me like, when's the episodes coming and all this other stuff. So then finally I let it go. And I'm like, okay, so what do I want to do? I started to relaunch it. So hello this, right? That's my podcast. But I started to relaunch it like, okay, I'll just relaunch and rebrand and just have it as just me and have my own guests. And then I get a phone, I put it out in the atmosphere that I just like, my goal and always in my business plan is to have my own TV network. And so one of the women that I'm really close with, Candy Martin, she's actually my social media manager. She literally called me like, so you want to do a TV network? And I was like, how did you know? Right.
Wow.
And like literally. And I could not even 2 days before, I was talking to a gentleman who has a TV show on Roku, a Roku channel. So I was asking like, can you teach me? Cause that's what I want to do. And then literally 2 days later, I get that phone call, and that's a thing of me letting go of the YouTube channel that this now new opportunity came into fruition, and I didn't have to do extracurricular work to make it happen. You know what I mean? So when you just flow, you manifest the things that you want, and it just comes seamlessly. So now we have the KDCP network. We have the KDCP network, which is Candy, Deborah, Chanel, and Pixie. And we are getting ready to launch at the end of Q1. We have our own TV show collaboratively, but then we're also bringing other shows onto our platform, whether you are a new TV show or you currently have a TV show. No shameless plug, girlfriend, chit chat.
Found it, right?
You see what you're doing, right?
I love it.
Listen, I was getting ready to say, we going on TV, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't act like you ain't want this show to be on TV.
I'm just saying. So it's going to be on Amazon Fire Stick, Roku. It's going to be Samsung TV. It's going to be on LG TV, Chromecast. It's going to be on Apple TV and other platforms. And also we are partnering with the media company, and it'll be on its own app as well. So there'll be different ways that you can stream it. So yes. I'm super excited.
You can tell me what line of wigs I need to get for,
And so what we do a little bit different is we kind of help you through the process. So like we took each of our areas of expertise and put it together so that we can then kind of bring each of you through a flow to make sure that everything makes sense. So like making sure you're branded right, making sure that your digital marketing looks good, making sure that you're ready for the media piece and like set up properly for your actual TV show. And then we have an admin who's really good with email marketing and stuff like that. So we put all of our businesses collectively to create KDCP.
That's freaking awesome.
Good God.
Collaboration works, y'all. Collaboration works.
It's supposed to. How many times I gotta tell y'all this how we made?
That's how it works. It does work this way. It works by
this. What you guys are doing here? I'm just saying, like,
man, this is how we are created. We are designed for connection. Exactly. We are designed to connect with people, to work with people, to help people, to love people. We are designed this way. We cannot get around it, so don't even try it. I'm off my soapbox.
That's it.
Well, no, stay on it, sis, because that's exactly what it is. I mean, just listening to you bring all of the pieces to the puzzle together, you know what I'm saying, to make that awesome, the whole thing. I mean, that's what it's all about. Everybody bringing their expertise to the table to make one big, huge, fantastic product. And that's because everybody brings something different. And I always tell my team, I hire people who bring what I don't.
Right. That's right.
You know what you're supposed to.
Yeah,
you don't do everything. Have somebody that brings what I bring.
Yeah.
I don't be clashing. I ain't gonna like you either.
Why you gonna be throwing shade like that?
Okay, y'all. I wasn't here. I was not here last week, so it's like a double. Y'all get a double portion.
I said, shoot, she making up for last week. But it's in a good way.
She came in ready, like
y'all. She had a break. See, that's what I'm talking about. She coming with the thunder tonight, y'all.
Listen, y'all. In July, I might take them 6 weeks because I'll come back with 6 whole weeks of this. 6 whole weeks, child.
But you know what? It's
You
great.
come with the thunder, sis. Come with the thunder.
But y'all, it's good when we can collab. We can do what we do our best. Everybody got their own lane. You work in this area, you work in social media. I don't do social media. You know, you may work in graphic design, website. That's not my lane of expertise. And a lot of times we want to do it all and we have to take our hands off of it.
Yeah.
So like a lot of us say, you know, like Yoli always say, we want to be a CEO instead of a CEO.
Exactly.
And until you can come out of that realm of me doing everything and being able to delegate those jobs to where it works and it turns out beautifully because you got other people doing it. Now people say, oh, well, I ain't got the money. I can't afford to. You got to start out small.
Right.
You got to start. And that's where the investment comes in. You got to invest in yourself and your business, and you got to figure out how to make that thing work because the only way you're going to grow, like with you, Chanel, you partner with individuals, but they saw your vision.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God, how did you know that? Because they saw your vision and they were willing to make it work. I want to see Chanel be as big as she possibly can be, even though she may say, well, maybe now is not the time. We got to allow ourselves to grow and be the individual that we actually see ourselves being and think it's like, it is possible.
Right.
It can be done. You know, if we see ourselves that way, that people always say, I want to be a six-figure earner. Okay, are you doing everything to be a six-figure earner?
Right.
You know, people walk working, somebody want to be rich. Yeah, we all want to be rich. My God, don't we all?
I know I want to blink and it's $2 million in my bank account. Every day I'll be like, $2 million. Yes.
I want to be rich. I want to be rich.
Let's speak that thing into existence. Let's think. I'm going to be in agreement with you. We're going to agree.
Come on. Lord,
I want to be
wealthy. Gathered in his name. I'm coming in there.
Well, while y'all gathering, gather my wealth together because I don't want to be rich. Rich go away. Wealth is legacy.
Yeah. Well, all that. I think the Lord intended those words as well.
Look, but y'all
gives us the power to get wealth.
Yes. Hey. But think about it, y'all. We want to be wealthy and healthy and all of that. But at the same time, when you get that wealth, do you know how to manage it?
Right.
That whole part.
You want to be a millionaire. Do you know how to manage it?
That part.
Do you know how to manage the $100 you got right now?
Thank you. And you know, y'all, people think we talking crazy, but this is the truth. You want to be a six-figure earner. You want to be a seven-figure earner. Can you manage seven figures?
Right.
You know, do you even know what seven figures even look like? Because when it comes your way, it's like winning the lottery, y'all. You hear them people win the lottery, and you're saying, do you really know how to manage that money?
Right. Well, I have a question, Chanel. So for all of the listeners that are out there that are possibly wanting to even, and not necessarily what you do, but I think we've been covering it for weeks, where we find, you know, women for the most part have the most difficult time working with each other because we're always, you know, don't want the other person, you know, one step ahead of them. And I think what's important here is the fact that somewhere in the midst of this, you all had a conversation about what your dreams and aspirations were. And there was another conversation that talked about, this is our goal. This is what we want to do. Tell our audience exactly how does that type of conversation come together to get where you are now? Because I think it's important. We spoke about it a few weeks ago. When you don't outline the mission, you don't outline the goal, then you're just aimlessly moving out there. You have to have a plan. And I think a lot of people want to jump out. I just want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. But do you have a plan to get there? What did that conversation look like between you and your girlfriends or your business partners? How did that come together?
So first, I just want to touch on what you said in regards to women not being able to come together. That was my entire corporate career.
Right.
The people that I thought were like my biggest supporters were the ones that were trying to literally demolish my career.
Right.
And so to be very honest, it made me very apprehensive in being open or wanting to be vulnerable in that way with other women. Right. So in this particular situation, I actually met two of the women through Urban CEO. And she's the VP of Urban CEO. And one is she's pretty much like the admin for Urban CEO. And then they put me into a position where I was bringing on talent for the TV show. So they saw how well I did that. And so we just were having conversations and we built a relationship that way first, which then we started trusting each other and understanding where all three of us were. And then Deborah came into the mix. because she owns Church Girl CEO, and we did a 21 prayer challenge with her, and we just loved her energy. So we had that conversation as like, we feel that we would all work really well together in what we do. And we all have some form of media. They call me the model, they call me Star Search, whatever they want to call me. Right. So we all have some form of like photography, media experience. So we could all come collectively and put all of our shows together and then build a platform for others to then do the same.
Wow.
I just want you to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to go back to where you said,
Mm-hmm.
and we just start having conversation like that. And then we started a relationship, and then we began to trust each other.
Yeah. That's
Just
a mouthful right there.
That's a lot.
I'm trying to rewind it the best way I can.
The trusting factor, that right there.
That people keep.
I gotta trust you.
You can't trust nobody you ain't built no relationship with.
I don't know.
You supposed to say that part, Shauna.
Yeah, no, I felt all of that.
We all went. that was the silent that part.
Right, like I love how she told how it happened, and I was glad you asked that question, Leslie. It was such a good question because I think it just gives to the fact that they invested some time with each other. They was like, hey, child,
yeah,
let's chit chat.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think that's what's important is that, the relationship, as we talk about all the time, the boundaries, the relationships, but when you don't outline where you're going, there has to be a clear picture, of where we're going in this. And I can only imagine with everything that you've accomplished, what those conversations were like, over the phone, we chit-chatting over coffee, we Zoom calling. How did that all come together? See, I like to see how things are birthed. I like to know about conversations, how those things come to be, because I think people want to negate the process. I don't want to negate, because we got to go through the process to get there. People want to jump out and tomorrow they're successful, and we know it don't happen like that. So I think it's important for people to understand that you can't just move in a feeling, in an emotion. There were conversations that took place for you all to get to be this successful, and that's what's important.
So like to what you said, in regards to like with other women and the impossibility of working together, you have to kind of remove the lack mindset. And that's why I'm very big on helping others to build their own table or creating a platform so that I can bring other people to sit at my table, because I know what it feels like to feel marginalized. I know what it feels like to feel like you're being unheard, right? And so with us collectively, like we all have different opinions. We're all leaders in our own businesses, right? And so we come together and we hear each other's voices and we make sure that we feel heard. And then we go back and say, okay, well, maybe this is the better way to do it. So we come back collectively, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like I'm very, what's the word? I'm a visionary. So like I can see the end result and then go backwards. So what I do is I let them all talk, and then I come in like, well, maybe this, and this, right? And so we just work collectively like that. And if somebody feels, we all feel our energy, right? So like, all right, Chanel might be a little upset. Let's go back and make sure we're all on the same page before we end this call, that we're still all collectively on the same boat, right?
Right.
And so that's super important. It's super important to remove the lack mindset, to remove the competition, to understand that we all working together for one mission, for one goal. That really helps to like really make us work together and understand that we are all of the pieces that bring KDCP together. So that's what makes it
makes it a whole. Absolutely. Yes. And I love that, because that just plays into management, relationship management.
Right.
Like to build the relationship and to trust and to know, but to manage those relationships, to know where people go inside of these relationships, right? They know that you already saw it at the end. We know where we're at. We know who goes where, right? How the pieces should fit, how the puzzle pieces match up together.
Right.
Yeah.
Did she have a moment? Was she feeling?
My stomach is hurting.
I
thought she was like reminiscing on what she said. I'm like, wow, wait.
She had a moment. You know what? Pregnant women trip me out. You know what I'm saying?
I was over here like, wait, is
I thought she was gonna come to Jesus meeting all of a sudden. God, I was gonna say for y'all
Holy
something.
Spirit, like this, you get a download. Like,
we just going through this pregnancy with you, sis. We
Listen.
That's work. See, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. You see, you gotta overlook some things. See, we got to overlook Shauna. We gotta overlook her.
Y'all can't overlook me.
like,
Yeah,
who
just
helped
gonna say,
Lord?
I'm the glue right here.
See,
Extra
see,
glue.
that's right.
But I don't know.
See, Chanel, this is what I'm talking about is the relationship. See, this is what you gotta have. The dynamics has to fit.
Yeah.
If anything in the equation don't work when you're trying to collab and work together, if this don't work, ain't nothing gonna work. Your network is not gonna flourish. It's not gonna grow if all of you all are on the same page. And that's why you gotta have that trust infected, that relationship.
Right.
We can do this.
Yeah.
We can do this. Even me, if I reach out to you and I say, Chanel is phenomenal, y'all, she's awesome, I gotta have her. You know, and that's how I was when I look for people to come on our show, is that it's something within you. It's something that people need to understand that they can do the same thing.
Right.
And you have something that you want to give. I mean, if it's no more than you figuring out if you want to write a book, you know, figuring out, because you got to look at people, how they're doing it, how you're growing in your business. And sometimes you feel like you got something, you need to keep giving it, because when you hold back, you cause that person not to get what they need. And then you can't do that in business and in coaching and developing people, because you're holding out on yourself and you're holding out on potential clients that need you, that need of your service. And I just get, sometimes I think I just get frustrated and tired when people hold back. They get to that point of all the excuses of why I can't do it, why it's not possible, why I can't see it. Now is not the time. I'm gonna wait in 6 months. I'm gonna wait in a year. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
3 years later.
You're gonna wait until you get the job done. You know, when we gonna do it? You know, I mean, and I hate to say it, I'm one of them girlfriends. Look, don't come to me.
No, I'm not the one.
I don't want to talk about it. I like Teresa said last week, don't call me your coach. If you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna do what you said you was gonna do. You're not gonna work on the plan we've set in place. If you're not gonna do it, how you gonna call me your coach? And people looking like, who your coach? Don't say my name.
Not if you
don't say my name.
Don't say myself.
No, because you know what? What you said is true though, because it is a direct reflection. If you are not moving, here we are having the same conversation from 6 months ago, and you still sitting in that same spot. And you talking my girl, Amir, baby, my coach. What? No, you can't. No, because my job as a coach is to push you.
And technically you can. I'm just not going to agree with you.
But Chanel, the thing about it, what do you encounter when you work with individuals?
Right.
And they hit that roadblock with you, and you see the road. I mean, sometimes you even see it coming. You know how you see
she rolled eyes.
You see the sign coming.
She about to testify. Come on, sis.
So, okay. So, all right. So to be very honest, my goal, I was working with people from a mindset perspective and a transformation perspective, and then leading into the branding and business development, because your mindset is key. Lord, I threw that whole threw that all the way away. Like, no, thank you. I don't want to help you with your mind. I don't care.
They got to come mindset ready.
Yeah. I can't. Because that by itself, it needs to be $10,000 minimum. If you want me to blink at you, I can't. It's too much. It's really draining. Like, it's really draining. Right. So that piece, I was like, yeah, no, it's taking too much of my energy for me to do that. So now I do it in two different ways. I have like a service base where I'm like, okay, this is what you want to build your brand. Okay, here, right? Then there's the other piece where I'm actually helping you to strategize and coaching you in that way. So for me, it's like, it's setting deadlines and holding them to it. And what I do also is I extend it out, but they don't know that, essentially. So if they feel like they're getting it to me late, or they feel like they're getting it to me early, it really doesn't matter, because I kind of did psychology on you where I put the pressure, but it wouldn't have really mattered, or I over delivered by giving extensions on dates. But I hold people accountable, and I follow up with people all the time, because I understand that sometimes we get in our own way and we are our own worst enemy. I have been my own worst enemy for a number of years, right? So I get that and I understand that. So I I fire clients. I don't play those games either. So like
that I'm tell you something that I think a lot of us don't want to do that. We don't want to fire nobody because we think, well, I'm gonna give them another chance. You know, maybe we can work it out, y'all. Maybe we can give them a little bit of grace. How about that? Can we work with them just a little bit more?
You get a one-time waiver. You get a one-time waiver, and then I say, okay, so then I give I give ETCs, estimated time of completion. So I say, okay, we should get this done in 90 days, right? So if it goes to 4 months, then it's not that bad, but I give a condensed time, right? So to put the kind of like fire in the set, right? And if it goes to 4 months, then I'm open, but I'm not the 6 month, my prices probably went up by now. So if you want to continue on this project, this is the additional cost because I told you that this was the deadline to get it done. And that kind of pushes them to be like, all right, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the cost during this period of time.
Right.
If, you come back to me in a year and my prices have changed, then we can take what you have paid as a credit, but because it's probably a whole new level of service. I think.
And that's it. That's it. And I mean, that's how you do. That's how it is. You gotta know, if it's you gotta know what you're here for.
Right.
What you're here for.
Right.
What's your purpose? What's your reasoning for being here?
Right.
Because I know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to deliver something, and I'm on a time frame. And people have to learn there's a level of respect.
Right.
In business, I don't care what line of business that you're in. You still have to show that respect to that individual. That hey, this is what's required of you, and this is what you agreed upon.
Right.
You know how we do that agree upon in the beginning? You're like, yeah.
If you go back to your contract.
I'm a contract lady. I don't play around. It's a contract for me. Because I think when you outline ahead of time what it is that you expect from whatever this relationship is, they have no room for I didn't know. See, because I don't like the I don't know. I think the expectation should be outlined from the word go, because at least no one can walk away from that saying that they didn't know. It's already set in stone. Again, like Amir said, this is what we agreed upon, and it leaves no room for that conversation later. And that's what I like, because you may get down the road and decide that, hey, this doesn't work. But I always have a plan for if this is not going to work, this is how we coming out of it. I create the solution before the problem exists. Because if not, I don't want to be stuck with you for 6 months and I see this is not working in month 2. Right. I believe in there should be a grace period, but you have to think about it's your brand, it's your money that you are wasting on someone that's not working.
Right.
So no, we
time energy is super important. That's like that's things you can't get back. So you have to make sure that it's aligned to, like, all money isn't good money. Like there are people that I'm like, oh no, absolutely not. Or I'm a snitch on myself, but then I have an inconvenience fee as well. So like if I do
an inconvenience fee.
So if I have a discovery session with you and I'm like, you're gonna be I feel it in my soul, but I know I want to help.
I feel it in my spirit. But but that's how it is. You
$100.
But that's true though. You can feel that thing when that thing you like. I recognize you.
I know you're gonna be a problem. I feel
when I see that person coming,
you really good. You really good at what you do.
Girl, but it's like relationship though. Ain't no need you hanging on. You need to check people out through their own little season. Now, however long that is, let me see what he like when he mad, when he happy, when he upset. You need to be able to have that person in your business as well. Let me see how you react when I disagree.
Right.
Yes.
Let me see how you react when this is not working. I need to see you through that season. That's why I give a 90-day. It's like a probationary period for me. How we work and how we vibing. Are we good? Well then, okay, let's do it. I don't just give contracts out like that.
Right. And it's crazy how you kind of connected it to the relationship with another person, because I walked away from a 9-year relationship because of that. I was just like, it's we in a new season. It's things that I know where I want to go and I see who I want to be. And this no longer serves that purpose. It is actually holding me back. So you are absolutely right. So the inventory of your clients, the inventory of the people in your life are super important in order for you to scale and have the life that you want to lead. So
sometimes you got to cut them people off.
Yeah,
cut them people off.
There is no way in the world I think you should be there. And I think, and again, even when I'm posting during the day, I try to make sure that I'm showing people the correlation between you and a business relationship and you and a personal relationship.
That's right.
Because it's what's so amazing about it. When you see how people run their business, you know what they're doing in their relationships. It kind of just goes together. It needs to be able to mirror. If it's not working, why? Please tell me why. Or you knew what this brother was like when you got him. You saw him flip out. Why you shocked now after 60 days that he having a moment? No. Pay attention to the signs. If this person is not on time for meetings, they never where they're supposed to be. You asking for certain things to be done by deadline, and all they giving you is excuses. What you gonna do? Same thing you do in your relationship. You don't. That's a no.
Let it fly. Right.
Yep. It mirrors itself.
Zero
It
tolerance
mirrors
policy.
itself. It's true though. It does. People always say,
People act like it don't.
But that's
Zero tolerance policy.
Yeah, because they said it's separated. Yeah, they say, you know how people say, my personal life is over here and my business is over here.
It's
You know
all
they say
running,
that stuff.
it's literally.
Proof of the matter is, if you don't have any integrity in your personal relationships, you're not gonna have them in your business relationships
At all.
Period.
But
Literally,
some people think they can, and I think
those relationships run parallel. They are simultaneous. Because the one thing in common with those relationships is you and how you treat people,
right,
regardless of what network they in. It's how you treat people. I always tell people, look, the way you treat people, new people in your life, take a look at your current relationships. That's how you're gonna treat people.
Yeah.
If those relationships look suspicious, right? Then your new relationship's gonna look suspicious because we're habit forming people. And this is what your habits look like.
Right.
So if you suck,
literally,
with a person, right?
Yep. Be real about it.
All
Be
your
real about it.
relationships.
Just be truthful.
If I suck in business, I probably suck in personal, like because I'm the common denominator, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's real talk.
So our relationships, regardless of business, personal, professional, whatever you want to call them, they should have a foundation of integrity, trust, and value. Like
in that order.
Wow.
Listen, y'all. When I tell you that's my three, they're my high three.
Let me tell you, we just passed that collection plate, sis.
On my Cash App is Shauna, $Shauna JP.
But it's the truth though.
The people in the audience.
But y'all, that's why we saying relationship, trust, everything plays a part. You got to pay attention to the signals. I mean, sometimes we be blind to, we don't see it, we don't see it coming, but you really do. You see, if you money driven and all you care about is the almighty dollar, then you're going to overlook a whole bunch of stuff. But if you got to be like, look, I got to walk away from you. I'm sorry, this ain't working. You done violated too many things in the contract. And when you pretend like you didn't know, you pretend like, oh, well, I misunderstood. I thought it was this. And you know how they do. They try to reword, change it up to make it sound like they wanted to sound versus, no, you knew this was the deal. You knew how we started this business. Right. You knew how we were going to play this out. You knew your role.
Right.
And you got to be real and say, you just got to be like, no, this ain't working. Goodbye. I refund you your money.
You got to stop.
I call it a zero tolerance policy. You have to be that way in everything that you do. Like that was part of the reason why I walked away from my corporate position, because I was just like, all right, like I can't take anymore. Like it was like literally the job or myself. And it was just like, I'd rather take the 14, 18-hour days that I do and investing into helping you to build your company to build my own. And it was, I dealt with so many different things from just discrimination, being underpaid, being undervalued. Like, yes, you paid me 6 figures, but no, you did not pay me what you finally gave it to me when I resigned. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's too late now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And it was just enough was enough. And that some points you have to choose yourself. And it's the same thing with your business and your client. Like you have to make sure that your time, your energy is spent well, even if it is attached to $1. And sometimes, like I said, not every dollar is worth it. You know what I mean? So you have to be very, very cognizant of who you choose to have as clients, who you choose to be around you, because they need to add value regardless of what. And if they don't, then it's been real.
I like it. It's real. It's so real.
Like zero tolerance policy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no.
Listen, you gotta set those. All you did was you set the boundaries. She done set the boundaries, y'all, and that's how it's gonna play out. When we don't set them boundaries, of what we gonna accept and what we not gonna accept. You gonna get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just absolutely love when this conversation takes a turn about relationships. I just absolutely love them.
See, you're so crazy. But I'm serious though. I mean, I want to have a relationship with you, want to connect with not everybody is a good person you're going to want to connect with, but you want to connect with so many different individuals because everybody is different. Everybody has something to offer. And you come across different and unique people all the time and different and unique backgrounds and fields that you may have never encountered before.
Right.
But you got to be willing to say, hey, let's try this together. Let's do this together. Let's collab on this. But when it comes to your clients, it's no straddling the fence. It's either or not. You go accept what it is, you're not gonna accept what it is.
All money is not good money. You don't
all money ain't good money.
Be in business.
That's why you have to have the conversation of let's get to know each other.
Yeah. Discovery session.
Yeah. Like at some point, like y'all, we have a level of discernment. At some point, I always tell people that representative that show up, if you pay close attention, that real person is sitting right there and they showing their whole face. Like you just have to be observant enough to say, okay, Susie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Susie.
I don't have any other like names outside of
girl, I got some for you.
I don't like every time I have an example of a name, it's always like Bob, Susie, Jill.
Oh, look, I'm gonna tell you something. But you gotta be direct about it. Like, I ain't gonna bite my tongue with you. Be like, nah,
people know where you
I gotta come aggressive with you. I gotta let you know I'm not playing. This ain't no playing. We ain't talking about it. We done talked enough. I don't run out of words. We good. Bye. Like you say, peace.
No. But that's the whole thing. Like when you show up as you, I'm just gonna say it that way. When you show up as you, I could say authentically, I could say genuine, I could say real. Just show up as yourself. When you show up as you, then that gives the person that you're talking to or whomever the opportunity to get a little bit going on that discernment. Like, I can rock with them for a second, right? Or because it's like they say, when you meet a guy, I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it.
Say it.
Within minutes of meeting that guy, if he gonna be somebody that you'll sleep with.
Girl, come on. You know what? I'm gonna cash app you right this second.
You do. You know. You look at him like,
bro, you know you is fine. Look like that.
You just testified. Let me tell you something. You already know. You already know. You know
it. Y'all.
It's the way you in the room. So you
know y'all. Y'all, but that is
spirit child.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna lie that it is true. You just
it's real.
Level of attraction is a level of attraction.
But it's the same in business though.
If you want to get in bed with that business owner. Listen.
Like you a host snack. Like who made you? Who are you? I meet them.
Look. But you know what? That's like walking in the lion's den. You know if you're gonna walk into that trap.
Right.
You know when you walk in there, what you gonna get if you walk in there.
But what it really boils down to is being intentional about who you're connecting with.
Exactly.
There's a strategy there. You should already have some inclination about the person that you're starting to talk to. Right. Unless it's free for all networking, right? You somewhere you networking. But when you're making genuine connections, when you're looking to connect intentionally, then when Amira called you, she didn't call you with a hope and a prayer. She called you with I'm gonna need you to show up for this show. And hey, nice to meet you. Because she had already looked you up. Trust me on that.
Right.
I did her research.
Oh, trust me.
And she's been dropped such heavy connecting and networking techniques by me. We dropped it off. And when I say she took it and ran. Right. She took it and ran. She books every person that we talk to. And it's only because she genuinely connects with them.
Yes. It's intentional.
It's intentional.
And I made it that way because, Shauna said, you got to be intentional in all you do.
I don't play when it comes, y'all, people mean a lot. People mean a lot. Like I was on a post the other day and I was sitting and I was thinking, Cause you know how you said you dealt with the procrastination, the perfection, and the self-sabotage, the second guessing yourself and all that good stuff. I'm still fighting that stuff. And I was sitting at home on the bed and I was like, why? Shauna, like, why are you the person? It's because I'm good at this.
Sometimes you got to remind yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing. And so I was live and I had to tell the people, y'all, it's no, like, it ain't no secret about like these giftings we have. This is the stuff that we're good at. It's not like, oh, I got to mix up some potions and then I'm like, no, makeup or no makeup, you want me to be your friend.
You can tell it. You drive. I mean, even with you, Chanel, when I watch
people this way.
I'm telling you, you watch people, now people don't realize when you're being watched. People watch you all the time. I mean, they're watching your page, they watch your lives, they watch your speaking events, they watch you and they're like, man, she is doing it. And when you follow somebody, you don't want to emulate and be like them, but you want to have the same tendency, the same drive that they have. And you're like, I want that. I need to connect with her. You know, I need to be able to get to that level because I thought I was at the level of connecting and
getting to know people. You might as well go ahead and book our slot.
Look,
because let me tell you something. She got that one eye that's been staring at me behind her. So I just feel like now I'm just like, girl, I'm ready. I'm sitting there looking in that picture. I'm trying to look at her and then her one eye like, you better do what I told you to do. That's what her eye.
I'm gonna use this on my client calls moving forward. Like, look, she's not playing. Like,
like you better come with it. Don't waste my time. But don't play with me.
No, because that whole picture behind her, like, look, you heard what I said.
It's gorgeous. Okay.
But I'm telling y'all something that's what's good. But think about y'all, that's what she's doing. She's providing a service, but she knows her potential.
Yeah.
It's like we can second guess ourselves every day. I don't know if I'm gonna be great. I don't know if I'm gonna be wonderful. I don't know, but I know what I'm good at.
Right.
I know what I can do. And I'm gonna do this thing. And if I got to remind myself, look, the sister writing book got 4 books in the making. Like, really? 4. You got 4 books in the making. Like, she doing it, y'all. But the thing about it is she's doing it. I'm tired of us saying, when we gonna do it?
Right.
All them shoulda, coulda, woulda should have been in 2020. She's doing it because she knows she can do it and she provides something out of those books she's writing. Right. She knows that there's somebody who's in need of those books. There's something in that book that's going to allow them to get to where they need to be. And if they need more of her, they know how to contact.
Exactly.
And as a matter of fact, tell us how to contact you.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Chanel Spencer now. And then if you would like to connect with me, I do complimentary discovery sessions, 20 minutes only, actually 19 and a half, because 21 you do get an invoice. But you can connect with me at Ready to Transform Now.
I love you, girl. I love you, girl. She said y'all at 21 you're getting an invoice.
Yes.
Oh my God, because it'd be like, I made a mistake.
That's a nugget, y'all. Did you
I was like, what is happening? This is not what we signed up for. Like, but I felt bad. So yes.
Ready to transform now.com, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's that nugget, y'all. She just dropped a nugget for you. Stop trying to be on the phone, folks, for long periods of time.
Oh, no.
That's the time.
The discovery call is not meant for an hour.
Listen, I changed my discovery call was a 20-minute complimentary. It's you gonna pay me for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You better know that, because you trying to milk me. You trying to milk me for my knowledge.
And look, my last discovery call, because I'm talkative, right? And I love people. I be messing around giving people too much. I was like, oh, the price getting ready to go up. Because I was on the phone. She was worth the conversation, though. I have to say, she's amazing. She's a sweetheart. Y'all, she going to drop a shoe line that's going to be bad. But I was like, after that call, I was like, oh, this price got to go up. I was on the phone with her.
See, you got to know that thing.
I don't mind pouring into you.
I did two this week, and I'm sorry. They asked for what? They're trying to do a career transition, which that's my expertise. I can help you transfer from one career to the next, but I charge, sis. 15 minutes is all we get. So where are you going? What would you like to be doing?
Right.
Well, here's what I need you to do. I could say that in 15 minutes.
I can't. I can't even tell no lie. I can't.
So what you do is you have qualifying questions. So
I have those. But my conversation ain't set up like that.
And then as soon as they finish, oh, okay, so this is what we have. You can do this for this. You can do that for that. You can do that for that. Which would you like to do? Okay, great. I'll send you the invoice. Thank you. Yeah. But I had to learn that. I know what you're saying. I promise I understand.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try. I have they get questions before they get best friends.
Because 15 minutes. But 15 minutes, but check this out though. But those 15 minutes got me $250 too.
Right.
So don't tell me it don't work.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just saying my 15 minutes
turn to 45.
Okay, we're gonna work with you on that.
We just gotta work on
it. I gave them some more time and I gave them a price because y'all, when I go into a call for real, I legitimately have prayed with the person. So it turns into something else.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's how
the beauty, though. But the thing is, so this is the beauty of it. You know yourself, so then you just structure your business around that. So you know what I mean. So at least you know, okay, I'm still getting paid for my time because I know that I'm gonna try to do the 20 minutes, but I already know the vibe. So I'm going to structure it, and that's the beauty of being. You could you can make your own plan, your own rules, your own all of that. So that's the beauty of it.
What would you share with people? What's that one thing? If you had to give somebody a bit of information, some love, some whatever, what is that one thing that from your heart you would tell people?
So for me, I'm very big on mindset and understanding that, in order for us to be who we want to be in this world, we have to go back and figure out what in our past is holding us back to being that person. So having forgiveness for yourself, giving yourself grace, and understand that we are all human. As you see all of my accolades, trust me, there are times that I cry in the car because I'm just like, Lord, somebody give me a sign, right? But just always persevering and understanding that your current circumstances is not the end all be all, but also have gratitude for where you are and also gratitude for how far you have come. Because I promise you, you may not have felt that you have achieved everything that you want to, but you are no longer where you were yesterday, 5 months ago, a year ago. So celebrate yourself, celebrate your small wins, no matter how small they are, every single day, and just be in gratitude for what you have.
Absolutely. That's good.
I loved it. I loved how she looked at the camera too.
It was intentional.
I loved it. Like what you said was, I loved everything about what you said. I think sometimes we have to realize that sometimes we looking at other people and they're doing their thing, and like you said, when you heard your accolades again, and it was like, oh dang, I did all that.
Right.
We forget some of the things that even in I feel like I change my bio all the time because I be forgetting about stuff I've done. Right. And so I love that you let's go cry in the car and ask for a sign, but we good on this right here.
Right. Exactly.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you gotta be reminded. You gotta be reminded of where you're going, how you got there, and your struggles. Because a lot of people say, tell me that story. Tell me the story of how you got there. I want to know the hardships, the struggles, the uphill battles, them late nights you was up crying and trying to figure out if this was for me. Was I supposed to be going in this direction? Yeah. Those are the things you look for. Those are the things you need to remind yourself of, is why are you sitting right now where you are?
Yes.
How did you get there? How do you become the woman that you are, the mother that you are?
Right.
You're trying to leave something behind to be remembered for. Yes. And girl, you doing it.
Hard work pays.
You're doing it, girl.
Don't her girl, you doing it make you want to move.
Yes. We gotta see, that's what we gotta do as women. We gotta encourage one another. Say, I gotta speak that thing into your ear, girl. You doing it, girl.
Thank you.
Girl, I'm over
here long enough, she gonna brainwash you.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyways.
I have one more thing, and that's in regards to branding. So we all do 1,000,001 things, right? We all have trust me, I had a multitude of talents. It took everything in my soul to niche down. So I'm like, I want to help everybody do everything. But what I did was I took that one thing that I do from branding and development, and I built an empire with it, right? So I helped. So that's why I did ME Publishing, because that was I knew I was going to be putting out books. I felt that in my soul, right? But I tied it back to Maximum Evolution. So ME is Maximum Evolution Publishing, right? I have Evolv, my podcast, which is still tied back to Maximum Evolution, right? Then I have I went blank. Then I have I'm working on a magazine, so that's going to be Maximum Evolution magazine, right? And so my TV show will be Evolv. So I'm saying that to say that we have a bunch of different talents. So figure out that you can make sure that you brand yourself the right way so that it can become an empire, right? So now what I'm doing is with the branding and development, I'm now creating the media side, which is the books, which is the podcast, which is the TV show, which is the magazine, and that will give visibility to my clients, but that's all different streams of income. So I've built a brand, a whole brand and a whole empire under Maximum Evolution with different entities that are still tied back to Maximum Evolution. So when you see the Evolv, when you see the ME, you'll think of Maximum Evolution. So when you're doing your brand and when you're putting yourself out there, see how you can tie everything together so it's all cohesive as one.
That's good.
Girl, look.
That is
That's
good.
good.
Black history.
I got a whole question from there. I got a whole question.
But that was good though, because that's what she did.
was.
She literally, you got to figure out how to do that. And a lot of us haven't reached that level of, we got so many different names for so many different things, and we're not piecing it together. That's why you need to reach out to her. I'm gonna just put that
Chanel
out.
Spencer, baby.
Y'all want to rebrand? Y'all want to get it right? Y'all want to get it right? You better reach out to the sister, because I'm telling you, if you're trying to get your brand right and you got a whole bunch of things under one umbrella and you need to pull it together, sometimes you need that help.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got a lot of projects and they all different names going to, and she need to help you get you there.
Yeah.
So everything's under one umbrella and it all makes sense. And like you said, everything is cohesive.
Right.
It's all under one, but everything brings you right back to Maximum Evolution. See, everybody, she pulls you right back into where she is. So that's what we have to be in business. Everything's got to make sense. It can't be all scattered all over the place.
Right.
Right. Well, I tell you what, Chanel Spencer, you are Black history, my sister.
Thank you.
Yes, you
Oh,
are.
that was so sweet. It's so sweet, because I be feeling like I'm Black history, you know.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
I am a February baby. I contribute to Black History Month every year. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, y'all, we all are. You know, we beautiful Black women. Y'all, we are beautiful
I
Black
love
women.
that. That was,
And this is our month. You know, I feel like Black History is every month because we.
It is. What you mean? This is our month.
1 month.
This is the month we highlight.
Right.
Yeah.
We've been doing this thing, y'all. When I tell y'all y'all know it's all kinds of stuff that we invented and created that we just did not get credit for.
Right.
So like we've been doing this.
Right.
We just gotta pick up and read the email. We gotta read the memo because everybody else done read it.
That's right. And so that's why we gotta say that's right. So yeah, we can talk all night, y'all.
We really
Y'all, girlfriends. Y'all, we got look. I'm looking like y'all. We gotta slow it up. We're gonna be on here all night long, just chatting it up.
Girl, in the podcast on Facebook, and we just keep
y'all, but that's the thing about that's what makes it so nice is we laugh, we joke, we conversate, and it makes it fun. It makes it, you know, everybody wants to have a good time, and so, but you know, all fun comes to an end, just temporarily, But we thank you for being with us tonight, Chanel. This was awesome. Girl, you the bomb.
Thank you for having me on your platform. It's been amazing.
We love having you here. We thank you so much. We want everybody to connect with Chanel. If you have not and you don't know who she is, please check her out. Go to her Facebook page, go to her Instagram page, check her out. She is everything, y'all. Everything in branding. You want to transform, you want to take your business to a whole nother level, reach out to her and connect with her. And that's what we're doing in this season, connecting, getting to know one another.
Absolutely.
So as always, we thank you all for being a part of Girlfriends Chit Chat tonight. You can connect with us on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on 103.5 Hindsight Radio Station, as well as on Thursday night at 10 p.m. 103.5 Hindsight Radio Station, as well as Pandora and iHeartRadio. You can catch us there as well. And we thank you all for being a part of Girlfriends Chit Chat. And we'll see you again, same time, same station next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You all have a fabulous weekend. Good night.
Bye.